Silver Screen Machines General Lee, $100. 1 of 500 Chrome Chase, $70. Back to the Future Hot Wheels Super Elite DeLorean, $320 shipped. Smokey and the Bandit mint in box, $125. Herbie, free. Yeah, if you conduct yourself right, you can get some free too. The Godfather Al Padrino, $25 in the box. Vanishing Point, free. The A-Team van, $120 shipped, green light. Behind all the figurines, Ertl Ecto 1, mint in box. Both of these sealed in box, mint, for $250. $40. $100 Shelby Collectibles. $100 American Graffiti. $80 American Graffiti. The Fall Guy, 2 for $268, brand new ship. So that is $134, I guess. Auto Art Bullet mint in box was $100. This guy here with the Chase Me license plate, one of the best of the best. 1 of 752, $125. Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine in box, $120. 30 Merry Crazy Larry mint in box, $125. $15 in box. Knight Rider loose but mint, second release with the clear lights. Works, $100. Ertl Ecto 1 in the box, $50. Are you convinced yet? No? Well, let's get into it. This is Retro Collectibles and this is the art of the hustle. Okay guys, I'm going to try to explain how we find some of these crazy deals. Some of it just has to do with the algorithm, believe it or not. Marketplace, Kijiji. I might be all over the place in this video. I apologize about it. Part of the reason I can find the stuff the way I find it, I think, is turning a disability into a super ability. I have ADHD. My short-term memory is horrible. I could tell you what t-shirt I wore when I was a kid, okay? How I can remember prices of what, the way I do, I have no idea. But part of the game is learning what goes for what. Let's say I'm a brand new collector. I want to start collecting movie cars. So I jump on Kijiji and I jump on Marketplace. And I start looking and I think these are average prices of the cars. Like let's say I see one of these. Ertl Starsky and Hutch, nothing special, sealed in the box for $250. And the ad explains that this is an ultra rare car, super rare. The word rare is sprinkled all through the ad. And there's a bunch of them just like this, okay? Saying that this car is super rare, stuff like that. A lot of times one sellers are in it to make money. That's the bottom line. They're not your friend, okay? I'm not trying to be rude to anybody that sells, but they're not doing it for fun. They're doing it to make money, okay? And nowadays, the problem in this stuff is everybody thinks that they're a vendor. Everybody wants to make money off stuff. They grab stuff not knowing anything about it and flip it, and there's problems with it, stuff like that. I think people should just leave the vending to the vendors, but whatever. Yeah, it's a complicated mess with the buying and selling with this stuff. So here's what I would do if I'm a new collector, because I see this mistake happen often. Luckily, it didn't happen with me because I don't have a bank account full of money. So I just couldn't jump online and start pulling the trigger on everything, okay? What people need to do, the number one thing is be patient. You gotta learn the values of stuff. Remember the average price of a General Lee. You know, If there's a silver screen machine General Lee for $380 and it's been listed for months and months, or even a month, and then a guy lists the Ertl one for $420, that's way less detailed and stuff like that. There's no rhyme or reason for a lot of it, guys. Sometimes you'll get a way more detailed car, a way more valuable car for cheaper than people want for the other ones. There's no rhyme or reason to it. People, it's like they throw a dart at a dartboard to come up with a price of this stuff, or they jump on eBay, which I'll get into that in a few minutes, but that's the last place you should be shopping for stuff. See, if I'm on the selling end, pricing stuff on eBay works perfect for me, because that's like that's literally, if I'm going to sell a car and I want to see the average price of it, or if I'm going to be buying a car and if I want to see the average price, going around to the most expensive car dealerships in Hamilton to get an average price. That's what you're doing when you're going to Facebook or eBay. The only way, now I'm not going to lie to you guys, I've heard that people have gotten good deals in auctions on eBay. I have not done the auctions yet. I really got to start looking into that. But I heard people have gotten good deals, and I'm not going to lie to you, I did get a monster deal off of there. $38 shipped for this guy. It's a Mr. T and the T-Force gold edition comic, and it's autographed by Mr. T. Those, you did not get one of those unless you owned a corner store or a newspaper stand, something like that, and you agreed to sell the Mr. T comic book. They gave you one of those as a gift. And somebody on eBay had several of them, and they only wanted $38 shipped to my door. Now that's a no-brainer. I pulled the trigger right away. And now those same ones are on eBay. Like, it was just somebody that didn't know what they had, I don't think. The only time I say pull the trigger right away is if it's a no-brainer, if it's something that you know is a good deal. Like, obviously, if you see a Silver Screen Machines General Lee for $100 in the box, no-brainer, grab it. Bottom line is, a hobby is to enjoy in your spare time, and a lot of people don't look at it as a hobby, they look at it as a money-making thing. I'll be honest, that's one of the reasons the Canadian 1 of 18 Diecast group is my favorite group for that scale, because when you click in, it's not just all sales posts, people selling the same cars back and forth. It's people displaying their collection. That's what I like. It's not about money, screwing the next guy, making profits. I'll be honest with you guys, if I decided I wanted to flip this stuff and make a profit off it, can you imagine the money I would bring in? And I'm broke right now, guys. Like, I pay child support every month. Yeah, I can make a killing. I have to sleep at night, you know what I mean? And what I'm talking about is stuff that, like, don't get me wrong, if you get a Silver Screen Machines General Lee for $100, there's nothing wrong with making a little bit of money on it, but the way I look at it is, if I see a Silver Screen Machines General Lee for $100 and I already own one, I'm not buying it to flip it. I'm going through my friends list to the friend that doesn't have one, making sure he gets one. And that's where the free stuff comes in, guys. I tried to explain to guys, and it doesn't click. The greed bells ring way too loud. But I tried to explain to guys a couple years ago that sometimes you get further ahead by not screwing somebody to make $5 on a car from Walmart. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean, is the guys that are, oh, it's my time and money, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're a collector, you're in Walmart anyway looking for yourself. Are you that broke that you have to charge money to help somebody else? Really? So don't even get me started. Older stuff, guys, stuff appreciates naturally, and that's the stuff, make money on it all you want. But don't go into Walmart and just, stuff doesn't appreciate by the time it gets to the car. If you find a chase or a super treasure hunt, something that's a limited number, make money on it. That's what it's for. But I mean, It's not for, yeah, like this stuff is mass produced, guys. You know what I mean? Like it's not rare stuff. So you shouldn't be paying an arm and a leg for this stuff. That's one of the things I'm surprised with is what people think is a good price or a good deal. And I gotta hammer at home, guys. That's probably the number one rule over patience. If you're a new collector, learn the value of stuff. And again, not on eBay. That's not the correct value. Like I said, that's like throwing a dartboard to get a value. You know what I mean? If you want the correct value, go on Marketplace, go on Kijiji, and start looking at the items through different sellers. And if there's a Silver Screen Machines General Lee for $400, and Kijiji, you could see how long stuff is listed for. And if it's been listed for 314 days, chances are it's not a good deal. A very valuable trick that I have learned as well, on top of remembering what things sell for on reliable markets, is sometimes you got to think like the seller. You got to think out of the box. Not every seller has perfect grammar. For example, if I was looking for a 1 of 18 scale bullet car, okay? Sure, I'm going to type in bullet 1 of 18 scale. I'm going to put the 1 of 18 in two different types each time I search it, one with the swoosh and one with the 2 dots. And then I'm going to start searching it and I'm going to misspell bullet. Because you know the movie car Bullet is Bullit for Frank Bullet. I'm going to start misspelling it as Bullett. Bullet. When I was collecting rubber LJN wrestling figures, the 1980s ones, I had a monster collection. That's where I learned that trick. If somebody was listing them as 1980s WWF LJN figures, they knew what they were and they were trying to flip them. I used to go on and type in rubber wrestlers, 1980s wrestlers, rubber wrestling figures, stuff like that. Think like the seller. You find a great deal. It's awesome, but it's an hour away and you can't get there till the weekend. What do? Lock it in, secure it. And when I say that, send a deposit or send money. Now, I know everybody's going to say, oh, you can't do that. You're going to get ripped off. If you do it, use your brain about it. I've done it probably, I could say 100 times, but I know that's too much. I would say I've sent people, complete strangers on the internet, money about 40 times. Never been ripped off. But you got to use your head about it. If it's a Facebook profile that has 3 friends and was just created a month ago, not to sound bad, but generally if I'm sending somebody money, there's a limit of what I will send. And they're within driving distance. Not sure if I could say this or not, but I make sure that if it's a stranger I'm sending money to, and if something bad happens, I could jump in the car and go get them. I don't got to worry about getting ripped off for my money. So it's somebody that if I send them money, I can go get them if need be. It might be out of order, guys, but I'm just coming up with these ideas and tips as they pop into my brain from my personal experiences. Another safeguard that you do when you send somebody money, you check their Facebook, you make sure everything's good to go, all that. When you go into e-transfer, right before you send the e-transfer, it has the person's real name, the account, all that stuff. Screenshot that. That way you got the person's real name if they do pull something dirty. Also, it's usually me that's offering it's always me that's offering the e-transfer to lock the deal in. If somebody came to me saying, oh, I'm going to be out of town next week, but send me an e-transfer, like they're pushing the e-transfer, no way in hell. I'll talk more about the free stuff because I kind of got off track. Telling people that you get further ahead sometimes instead of making $5 off a car that's in Walmart right now. Because what happens is it spreads like a cancer, okay? So if somebody makes money off of me selling me a car from Walmart, guess what I'm going to do back if they need something? Yeah. Or if I hook somebody up for retail costs, which I always do, and they try doing that to me, I straight up tell them I don't pay because I don't pay any markup, guys. Like there's people that will actually pay markup for stuff that's in Walmart, and I see it all the time, and it bugs the because some of these guys are my friends, and I tell them like, that's down at Walmart right now for half of the price, right? But some people you're not going to get through to them. It's not in them. You can only do what you could do to help. You can't lead a horse to water. And another thing for those people that do vend, some of them are my friends. Some of them are awesome guys. Most of them are awesome guys. If you see cheap stuff on Marketplace, let's say it's a hot car, but you don't collect it and it's cheap, grab it. Make a few bucks off of it if it's older. Like older stuff that you see for cheap, flip all day long because it's appreciated. But yeah, don't be, I hate scalping stuff from Walmart, guys. Like I said, the free stuff I got was from friendships. I talk highly of Giuliano and Dave, right? Dave H. Guess how I met them? I met them because I was when I got sober off of opiates, I needed a hobby. Like the doctor said, you got to find a hobby. Like basically you need new friends. You got to get rid of the criminal element in your life and you need new friends. You need a reset basically, right? So I needed a hobby. So I jumped into diecast, and to meet friends, what I did is anybody that lived around me or anybody that lived out of town, if I seen something that they wanted that was hard to get, I would grab it and give it to them for retail cost. I don't know how many of those green Forza Porsches that people are charging $50 each for. I don't know how many of those I gave away for $7, but there's about 30 of them anyway. I can't remember. I had a count of them before, but it's another thing. Watch who you're helping out, because you don't want to help somebody and then they turn around and they're making money off your generosity. But I've gotten big gifts from people who are just touched by me trying to help them. Some of them force me, like Dave H used to, when we didn't know each other too well, I think he felt indebted to me or something because I was grabbing tons of stuff for him out of the store. And I said, bro, that's not what it's about. But he didn't know me well back then, right? But he used to take me to his house and let me pick stuff out of his, like when he had a house, let me pick stuff out of his basement. And he used to say, it's because you're constantly helping me out, bro. You know what I mean? So sometimes you get further ahead, and I'm all over the place, guys. How I met Dave and Giuliano was I was in a Facebook group, a diecast group. And like I said, I got into diecast to meet new friends, needed a reset. But whenever I was seeing something hot, I would go in the group and post it. Toys R Us has these, go get them now type thing, right? And I thought I was doing a good thing. But I got attacked ruthlessly one day by several people. Sometimes they're not very nice to newcomers. I got attacked for asking a question about a raw chase way back in the day. And it's funny because nobody knew me then, but the guy that attacked me when I had a YouTube channel, 3 years later, why did he block me? He's messaging Glenn. He didn't know that it was the same dude that he bullied, you know what I mean? I re-added him, but boy, did I explain to him. Like, he tried denying it at first, and I said, that was you, dude. I was ready to kill you. But yeah, so sometimes they could be just condescending, mean, whatever. Don't let that bother you. There's tons of good people, and that's my point. So I got attacked for trying to help people, okay? Dave and Giuliano went against this group of attackers in the Facebook group. I didn't know them from a hole in the ground. And they started going after these people that were attacking me, saying, don't you see this guy's trying to help you guys? I didn't understand. I was doing something wrong. Like, basically, I was helping people, but I was giving local scalpers a roadmap to the goal. I didn't realize it, right? But all you would have had to do is explain it to me. I didn't need to be attacked by it. But when Dave and Giuliano did that, I recognize that. And I said, they're like me in the sense that they don't give a shit. They don't follow the crowd. They knew what was right and they backed it up. And they didn't know me from a hole. And I always respected that because I don't care. People follow the crowd and it's a herd mentality with a lot of stuff. And those are the people that those were the ones attacking me. You know what I mean? But yeah, those guys came out and defended me, and yeah, we became friends over it. So a lot of times, friendships are more important than that $5 that you're gonna make off a car that you're gonna pay back out anyway when you need something. Best system for the small stuff that's in the stores right now, if it's a chase or a treasure hunt, make a profit off it. That's your hard work. But common stuff, and it's all common, guys, it's mass produced. Even those chases that they put one per case now, those Hot Wheels ones, yeah, they're not rare. So don't screw people. You're way better off if your buddy needs something, help him out. And then that way, when you need something, he helps you out. Like I have friends in different cities now that sometimes Hamilton, Stony Creek doesn't get certain die-cast and certain things where a Walmart in Niagara will, for example. Some cities get stuff quicker. Like I used to have the stores clocked that if Mississauga got the boulevards, I knew that my store within a day or two was going to have them. But yeah, sometimes friendship is a lot better than making a couple dollars because you end up losing it anyway, paying it out to other guys like you. But again, guys, if you find something on something older that's out of retail for cheap, you want to make a couple bucks, do it. But like I said, in that situation, what I do myself, I'm not rich, but I have food to eat and I have a job, so I don't need to screw friends to get money. In that case, like I said, is I help out a friend that doesn't have it. You know what I mean? Like I would, if I found $100 General Lee, my first instinct isn't grab it and flip it. It's send it to Max, send it to Dave, send it to people that don't have it. And one thing I'll explain. Earlier in the video, you seen that I showed a Dirty Mary Crazy Larry car and I said I paid $125 for it. My own, I paid $240 in the box. Glenn's was $125 that I found him in the Canadian 118 collector group. Sometimes I will get a car for myself and find it cheaper for somebody else. Happened just the other day. I got a 2-lane blacktop car for myself, $250. And literally the day that it came in the mail, this super rare car, well, not super rare, but hard to get, I find this thing on Marketplace closer to me for $185. Sometimes it happens. Another thing is, don't get discouraged. A lot of people think I'm magic, like I'm like Wayne Gretzky with finding this stuff. I find good deals, guys. I also lose good deals too. It's not all sunshine and roses, believe me. One big deal I lost a couple days ago was, I'll see if I could find a picture of it. I don't know if the guy got thrown out or if it was a husband that got kicked out or something, but it looked like a female posting it. And she said, the headline just said Mustang stuff for sale. Mustang stuff, I believe it said. Or Mustang pictures or something. And it was $50. And in the picture, there was about 4 or 5 big bullet pictures you would hang on your living room wall. But then you see the Auto Art bullet sealed in the box and the green light Charger sealed in the box. And it said everything for $50. Damn, we just missed it too. And again, guys, I apologize if I seem all over the place with the information, but there's a lot of info to learn with this. It's not a 15-minute condensed thing. It took me a while to learn this art, and yeah, sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm just remembering important parts to tell you. Another thing is you got to lock the deal in immediately. If it's a good deal, you see $100 Auto Art bullet in the box, There's no, I'll think about it. You're gonna lose it. Do not start sending messages asking to see pictures. Like if it's a normal price, ask for pictures. But if it's $100 auto art bullet, you start asking the seller for pictures, I guarantee you he's already had 10 messages offering to buy it. You're gonna lose the deal. So sometimes you gotta weigh that stuff out as well. I know we want to see pictures to make sure everything's in good shape and all that, but sometimes it comes down to you will lose the deal. Because myself, if there's two guys and one of them's offering to send me money and another one's asking for pictures, what's the easier option? Another strategy that has helped me is if it's a really expensive grail car and you're like me and you're not rich, sometimes it helps to just put it into your... Oh, good. My car just got picked up. I'm going to tell you guys about my deal of the week in a minute. That was just a message from a stranger I sent money to on Marketplace that didn't rip me off. Car is safe. Okay, so back to the grail cars, guys. Sometimes you have to put it in your head that you might not ever have this car. And that's where the patience comes in. If it's something that's a ridiculous price, like for example, Knight Rider Super Elite for $2,000 on Marketplace right now, you could buy a car for that. Like there's limits of what people should be paying for this stuff. Even if I was rich, I'm not paying $2,000 for that. Somebody might, but it's been listed for a minute. I'm doubtful. But who knows, guys? There's a lot of lowballers. I will post stuff for retail price and I have people trying to beat me down. So he might have listed it high expecting that. But something like that, I'll never own it. And then that way, if I see one for $400 online, something like that, if I could swing it, bonus. Never thought I would own an Auto World Silver Screen Machines General Lee. Own it. Same with the Auto Art Bullet. But like I said, guys, these are cars that you just start putting in your head you're not going to get them. And then when a deal pops up, snag it. But above all, guys, this is what you make of it. It's the work that you put into it. And there's like the internet eliminates the area I live in sucks. My Walmart sucks. The internet has no boundaries. Like that, if you're able to message me on the phone and tell me that your marketplace sucks, then you can go on Marketplace and check different areas because you can do that. But in the age of the internet now, there's no, my area sucks. You know what I mean? And not to mention, somebody messages me telling me their Walmart sucks. You guys know everything I deal with at the one that I hunt with. I don't want to hear that. Like I'm dealing with somebody, an employee taking stuff before it even hits the floor. And I'm not calling other people begging. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. And a lot of people have a wrong illusion. Like they see the deals that I get, they'll see my Facebook. And then every once in a while, I'll get a message asking me to help them find this or that. And it's like they think that this rare car that I posted, that you can just jump on Marketplace and find one in 2 seconds for $100. And it's like, well, no, the reason it's worth so much money and it's such a big deal that I got it for $100 is because they're few and far between for that. So people also have to get rid of the disillusion that you're going to find this stuff in a day. You're not. You're not even going to find it in a week sometimes. Like it took me, like there was somebody looking for a General Lee not long ago and he messaged me after a few days, like I think 3-4 days, and said, oh, well, the search is drying up, blah, blah, blah. I said, dude, to be fair, you've been looking for 3 days. Like it took me a year to get mine. Like the people are in the total wrong, like there's work involved in this, you know what I mean? Like basically if you can't put the work in, it's not for you. And if you can't take rejection, it's not for you. Like the guys that I'll tell to go check their Walmart and then they go check one time and they're like, see, nothing there. They're not cut out for hunting, you know what I mean? Because you know that you're gonna have to go there more than once. You're not just gonna walk in there and hit the jackpot. Like like I said, guys, for every good deal I find, I probably lose 3. And that's why I post not only my wins on my Facebook, but my losses as well. That way people can see this is not just shooting fish in a barrel. There's work involved. So if it's something that you want to get involved with, you just have to realize there's work involved. You're not just going to jump on Marketplace and there's going to be 3 General Lees to choose from for $100. It's not going to happen. And to show you guys I'm not perfect with this stuff, I have one major fault that I have to work on, okay? For all the deals I get, believe it or not, guys, I do not haggle with people. If I see something on Marketplace that I need and the price is too high, you know what I do? I keep scrolling. I don't even message the person. You know what I mean? Especially if we're worlds apart on the price. Like the person has $100 car and he's asking 3 for it. We're not going to come up with a deal. But I have to learn to start putting in offers for stuff. Dave Harrod's very good at it. Worst they can say is no. You know what I mean? But a lot of these guys will post stuff for a higher price because they know people are going to come at them ridiculous. So that's why they do it. So those are the ones that I want to put an offer into. So I've got to improve on that. Anyway, let's talk about this deal I just got and that Justin just picked up for me over in Niagara Falls. When people use the word hustle, a lot of people think it's a bad word. You're taking advantage of people. You're hustling somebody else. When I say the word hustle, I'm talking about hustle for yourself without screwing anybody else. And this is what I'm talking about. So this is how it happened, guys. And this is what I mean about your algorithm recognizing what you look for. And if you put in enough time, this is about the 4th deal of the week that came up for me just opening up my Marketplace. And it was right in front of me. I did not search Ecto 1. I actually went on looking for a viewer messaged me, a nice guy, asking me what a good price was for a Joyride Night Rider car, which I have. I told him I would help him look for one, which I did. I jumped online, started looking, and found this. Now, you guys know what that is. It's the Auto World Silver Screen Machines Ecto 1. Now, I was wondering why these were so hard to find for sale, okay? I noticed on an unboxing video last night, as Buddy was holding the car up, there's a number on the bottom of it. So hopefully it's a numbered car like the family truckster. So that makes sense. So anyway, so I seen an Auto World Silver Screen machine, and there was something weird about the title, the way he had it worded, whatever. But it was not a new ad, okay? He had it listed for $175 at first, guys. No takers. That's insane. That is insane. No takers for $175. And that's what I mean. Nobody saw the ad. The way he had it tagged, worded, whatever, it wasn't pushing up in people's feeds, okay? And that's probably why it came up in the cars when I was looking for Knight Rider, you know what I mean? So it comes up, and it was originally listed for $175, and then that's scratched out. It says $125. And I'm like, why is this not sold? I couldn't believe it wasn't sold. And then I think it might be an old ad. The guy, I check, he's in Niagara Falls, like 30-minute drive from me, okay? Like I'm basically in Niagara region right now in Stony Creek because I'm closer to Niagara region. Yeah, so it's close, okay? So I messaged the dude, and he messages me back within 5 minutes, guys. Like some of these deals of the week, I wait overnight to get a response, okay? This guy messaged me back within 5 minutes, okay? I've already checked his Marketplace, his Facebook, everything looks legit. He's got a shit ton of ads. I gotta lock this in before somebody with cash shows up and grabs it. Will you take an e-transfer to hold it? Some of these things, I don't even worry about getting them. I worry about securing them first and then worrying about getting them after, okay? I said, will you take an e-transfer to hold it? And yeah, will you take an e-transfer to hold it? And I will come on the weekend and get it. He said, yeah, sure. He said, and he gave me his thing. And then my buddy Justin, who lives there, just picked it up for me today. Because he's like, the seller was a cool guy and everything like that, but these are strangers on the internet we're dealing with. So I felt a lot better. It was in Justin's hands finally. But the seller was an awesome dude. He even messaged me to tell me Justin had just picked it up. Justin and him messaged me at the same time. But that car, typically, my friend, after shopping around, who's a huge Ghostbusters nut, paid $250 for one not long ago. You don't see them around. Now, the heartbreaking thing about it, guys, is I thought that it was the full 1 of 18 scale, like the Hot Wheels Elite. It's not. I forgot that Auto World Silver Screen machines, what they do is they buy the old rights and castings off of companies sometimes, most of the time, and they fix up the mistakes. So I think that the one that they took was the Earl, and they juiced it right out, because it even comes with the Slimer figure. I'm not upset with it because it's still a rare car. I would still love the full-scale Ecto by Hot Wheels one day. That one's very breakable and fragile though, the Hot Wheels Elite one. But this one I'm super happy with, guys, because you know how I love stuff that's limited numbers, okay? Because if something's not, there's a million of something, I don't understand why people pay through the nose, like the Hot Wheels stuff. There was a guy wanting to trade the other day. He wanted to trade, he had something, like I told him I would trade that in a New York second if I had it. What was it? He had something big and he wanted to trade it for the pink Roxy chase that's in the, they're in every case of cars. Like, I don't even consider that a chase, you know what I mean? Chases are randomly put inside cases. They're not in every case. But that pink Roxy, people are just gouging one another for it because it's a Porsche, right? It's a pretty nice one. Like, people are paying over $200 for that, and it's literally an $8 car at Walmart. They're not rare either, but that's that crowd, right? But there's a guy wanting to trade one. I'm trying to remember. Found it, guys. So that is insane. I even commented on the post. I said, if I had that pink Roxy, I'd trade you fast, like in a friggin' Stony Creek second. A car that's in, I'm pretty sure, every case of those, that's new, that's likely going to drop in value once all the hype dies down. Because I remember greenies, when I first started collecting, they were super hot. And then when I sold off my toy room, I had a real hard time getting rid of some of them. Greenies, unless they're like a hot car or whatever, or a good looking desirable car, they're not what they used to be. But I would never trade, like, you have an RLC Skyline, the purple one, I believe. You know what, I'm not sure if that's the second release or the reissue. Either way, that's a desirable car, man. Skylines are hot. Porsches are hot too. But, man, it's just an example, you know what I mean? Like, you're trading something, well, even the Skyline, unless it's an older one, there's probably 30,000 of those, right? But 30,000 is better than like 1 million, you know what I mean? Or however many of those pink ones that they made. Not 1 million, but there's a couple of them, trust me, they're not rare. I guess the point of that is don't trade something that's somewhat rare and somewhat valuable for something that's not rare, that's only valuable because of the secondary market hype. Like, oh, everybody else wants it, says it's valuable, it must be valuable. You know what I mean? It's a whole herd thing. They're not, like, it's, people have to realize collecting has to do with rarity. Like, if they make 1 million of something, that doesn't mean it's worth a bunch of money. And not everything made that goes to Walmart is rare and collectible. It's another thing people get the misconception of. It's mass-produced stuff. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to get my hands on that Auto World Silver Screen Machines Ecto 1. I'm going to see if I could get it for this weekend. There's not even a lot of unboxing videos on that. But there is at least one, because I watched it last night. I watched it with the, I seen the number on the bottom of it. That guy says it's 12 inches long, which is a little bit longer, or not a little bit longer, it's a foot. But I measured the Ertl Ecto, and that's about just a little bit smaller. But my buddy that has both of them says the Ertl Ecto, believe it or not, it's a little bit bigger. So I don't know. We're going to get them. We're going to do a good comparison anyway. But if you want an Ecto 1, and it's got to be one of 18 scale, Hot Wheels Elite. If you're going for the die-cast ones that are out as of now. I'm not talking about stuff that's pre-ordered, all that other stuff. Stuff that's out now, if it's got to be one of 18 scale, Hot Wheels Elite. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, watching. I hope out of all that ramble rant, you got some good information out of it and some good points. I know you did. It's just my brain trying to explain to you guys how I find this stuff, right? And yeah, a lot of it is just putting the work in and the algorithm remembering what I collect. And like I said, that Ecto 1, I didn't even have to work for it. I literally, it was on the page. I was looking for a different car, you know what I mean? Several of these deal of the weeks, the Auto Art Bullet that I got for $100 in the box, that popped up as soon as I opened Marketplace. So the more work you put in on Marketplace, the better the algorithm recognizes you. Also, if you get an ad, one last tip. If you get an ad and it looks like there's a bunch of junk cars, like cars that are undesirable, you know, all the older ones, guys will buy a big lot of cars and they're all junk and they try to sell them. If there's 5 pictures on Marketplace, go through the pictures looking. Because my Smokey and the Bandit car, my Ertl, that was local. If you remember, there was an ad that had about 8 pictures of cars. Most of them were undesirable. The last picture, I clicked on it, the picture blew up, and Smokey and the Bandit was sitting on top of a stack of Maestos or something. So click on the pictures, blow them up, make sure you're seeing them, and check all of the pictures, because a lot of times there's gold hiding in those pictures. It might look boring, but there could be something in there. Several times I found something. This is not all flukes, guys. If you've been watching me for a while, you know this is not me getting lucky. You know that, because a few of you guys have gotten lucky using my strategies. I've gotten messages from people thanking me because they've upped their game. So that makes me proud. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video or you think it had some good information in it, do me a favor and give this guy a tickle for me. While you're at it, make sure you give this guy a punch for me. And share the video with your friends if you think it had useful info. And don't forget about the Canadian Diecast Expo. I hope you checked out their website, and I hope my Retro Maniacs go follow them on Instagram. Because I am an ambassador, and it's something that you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be a big deal. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and take care. The most important part, stay safe and happy hunting.